Hello, Libra. Hope you're doing well. Danielle here to give you your reading for March 2026. We're going to start out with a Lenormand read, and then we'll move on to the tarot, and then work into some oracle cards, okay? I've pulled a few cards already. And on the Lenormand, I've got Book, Star, and Moon. And to me, that talks about hidden knowledge, possibly occult or something historic, some sort of knowledge that's unknown that either you know or you uncovered or uncover in the month of March. We'll get a little bit more. The mice, the child, the man. So, a younger male, maybe you're, I don't know if you're male or female, but there's possibly an attraction to a younger male. Let's see. Get a little bit more information. And there's the woman. We've got the man and the woman out. And the focus is on the man and the woman, because that's on the very last line. I've got woman, moon, man. So there's attention being paid to this particular couple. Change of commitment, change. Could be a Capricorn. I got emotional affair again. I don't know if you know what an emotional affair is or not. I don't know your gender or your age, okay? However, it's come out a few times. Emotional affair. Whatever, search it up. With that ring and the coffin, that suggests an ending to a commitment for the woman. And in the future is this man and attention being paid to him by the woman. So you... Okay, betrayal. Capricorn. We're getting Capricorn energy. Dun, 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 dun. Maybe it started out as a friendship. Maybe you worked together. Get this one. Okay, you feel like the person may have played games with you. Texting, communicating, sharing information. It'll be interesting to see what your tarot and your oracle cards are. The oracle cards I have to read later are mostly relationship. Okay, there's our base. Gotten Capricorn 3 times. That's interesting. And again, this could be somebody that you work with. Maybe you got mixed messages from this person. I don't know. Libra for the month of March. What messages can we give Libra for the month of March for their highest good? Libra for the month of March. I'm just going to fan these out really quick. Sort of. I'll do my best. You know, time is precious and I don't want you to lose interest. Okay. Let's see. But I think fanning the cards out will give you a better read rather than me just taking them in sequential order after I shuffle them. I don't have time to do this during the daily readings. Okay, what card do we have for you? The Two of Cups reversed. There's that separation. And we saw a commitment in the Coffin card, so commitment change. What was with that? The Emperor reversed. This could have affected your finances. An Emperor reverse is not a very kind. Something about this. 9 of Swords. This breakup or this separation has caused a ton of anxiety, stress. It's probably why you're here today. Okay, conscious thought. 7 of Wands reversed. You don't feel like you can defend yourself from this situation. And subconscious, the 10 of Pentacles reversed. Maybe some conversations about your finances. Maybe splitting up finances or making changes in finances. Maybe you're worried about finances. Things are still good, but you have concerns. The unknown is kind of scary at times. In the past, the Queen of Wands, I mean, you were looking good, feeling good, on the top of your game. Maybe you owned a business. Maybe your partner didn't work and you're worried. Maybe you're worried about alimony. Maybe you're worried what this could mean to your finances. Maybe this relationship split affected your finances. Okay, moving forward, we have the 4 of Swords. So we're working on healing up from this situation. You have the Queen of Swords. So you went from being the Queen of Wands, which is, I mean, she's getting things done. She's alpha female energy, alpha feminine, non-gender specific, but alpha material in the past. Looked good, felt good. People commented on how good this feminine looked. And now we find her as the Queen of Swords, which is very logical, analytical, no nonsense, almost like emo looking in comparison. What are they doing? What are they doing? Justice, that's them. Libra. Are they also a Libra? Or are you watching this because they're a Libra? And you're the Capricorn. Your fear is someone's going to open up and talk about this. You're like, it's nobody's business. Somebody doesn't want this being talked about. And the outcome is the Chariot reversed. Things are not going to move forward. Maybe you don't want them to, though, so that would be good. But I did see several times cards come out about goals. So I want to know more about your goals. Bottom of the deck, 4 of Pentacles. Savings, holding on to what you have, preserving what you have. So subconsciously, that Ten of Pentacles reversed, I think you know you're going to be okay. Again, it's just the not knowing how this is going to play out. And you may have been kind of like whimsical. You may have had more energy, more oomph in your step, more confidence, you know, when you were in that partnership, business partnership, relationship, whatever. Your confidence just beamed and people noticed it. And now you don't, it's almost like you're worried about smiling, and because you're concerned about something. So it like dulled your shine a little bit. This Justice card around you, you can't defend yourself. Anger erupting in a situation, separation. I mean, both in the Lenormand and the Tarot, and anxiety. But you're healing up. That Four of Swords really says, if you search up the Four of Swords, it talks about healing after some sort of bad experience. So you've been through it for sure. Holding on to what you have. Let's see. Okay, so I got this earlier too. Sage to clear, but not too much. And if you don't use sage, that's fine. It doesn't have to be sage. This could be any sort of incense. It's just a mental focus on what your intention is, which is to clear space. Especially if there's been arguments or issues in a household or a business or whatever. It's like maybe go in on a weekend, or if to the office if you can, or if it's at your home, you know, dust out the windowsills. If the plants are on plates, clean the plates. Get a vacuum out, vacuum the chandeliers or the ceiling fans. Because this isn't the first time this card came out. So clearing needs to happen. Whatever your religious belief is, you could say a prayer, you could have some sort of music, mantra. I don't know, our magic in our household years ago was Bob Marley. It just made everybody happy. So to change the mood in the house, we would turn on Bob Marley and the whole house's energy would shift. Excuse me, this says March or April. Okay, we're not co-parenting. If there are children, maybe one of you got the kids and the other one didn't. If this is a partnership, maybe one of you has to walk away. You're not able to work together on this. Let's see, was there some sort of manipulation? Some sort of organization? Okay. It's possible too someone had an addiction of some sort. Okay. It's going to work out. If you go to court, it'll work out. It's difficult to trust that process sometimes. And you're doubtful how that outcome is going to be. For whatever reason, you feel like it's going to side with the other person. If you have to move from your home, maybe you'll have to rent for a little while. If you're changing businesses or jobs. Okay, unrequited love. So I feel like if there was somebody, like say you had a situation, you left it, you thought someone else was interested, but they really weren't. Maybe you were vibing like kind of tantric, energy exchanges, and you definitely might have had chemistry with the other person. That can be misinterpreted so easily. And it can cause people to make decisions in their current relationships and go to move forward, and then do you feel the same? No communication. Okay. So I feel like there is some sort of emotional attachment to someone new. There was a separation of either a business partner or some sort of separation. Created a burden. You're focusing on your goals now. You want to tell your story, or maybe your story's being told and you don't want it to be told because it's saying you can't defend yourself. Elevator going up has come up a few times, which things are going to get better. Declutter. We already talked about that. Okay. You might be feeling like there's something in your house, like, I don't know, like energy in your house. Maybe like a paranormal experience or some sort of energy in your home. But, I think more living people cause hauntings and paranormal activity than anyone else. Whether they know it or not. Okay, we got some sadness here. We're about 17 minutes in. I wanted to get you a little bit more. Let's do your oracle and see if it sheds some light on the tarot. And see if there's any other messages I can get for you, Libra, for the month of March. How can I help Libra? How can I help Libra for the month of March? I remember every detail of that day, so it was just one day. I don't know the specific events. Let's see. Libra, specifically to the Libras that will be watching this video. Divine timing. We are on the journey in divine dance on the soul plane. It will manifest into the physical world in perfect divine timing. All we have to do is trust and have faith that all will work out beautifully. Okay. It's possible that I keep getting this personality type where maybe you're reactive, you react, maybe you don't understand energy, and just one of the cards has my aunt's name on it, and so I'm thinking of her personality and some of the things that she's been through, because it keeps coming up, and I have probably 300-400 cards, and they're double-sided, and her name keeps coming up, and so either you're Linda, related to a Linda, or this has to do with a Linda, or it's her personality and some of the experiences she's gone through. She's not a Libra. Sorry, give me just a minute, Libra. I'm in love with someone I've never talked to about it, or I've never talked to. There's something, yeah, unrequited love, or you had an energy exchange or tantric energy exchange with someone, and you're trying to bring it into the 3D, and they're not reciprocating, or they're not talking to you, and now you're embarrassed. It's not that what your experience, it's not that your experience wasn't real. It just may be that your person, I mean, you could have that kind of chemistry and that kind of exchange, and they're not interested in being in a relationship with you. I keep getting sobered up, AA, unrequited love. And I feel like something happened. Like maybe you lost someone. Maybe possibly depression with a family member. Like a heavy depression. Okay. Here we go. Read the fine print. Okay, one last oracle, and then we'll see if we can't tie it all together. Holy cow. So the first one that came out was support. Lean on your inner circle during this time. Rejection. This rejection is actually divine protection. And warning, don't dismiss the red flags. And even though it says divine timing and I remember every detail of that day, that could be something different. I don't want to give you hope in a situation and then have it not manifest into something. Because I do see heartbreak, not being able to defend yourself, a change in your disposition from shiny bright to a little lackluster, focusing on, I hope that's a word, focusing on just facts and getting through your day almost like an autopilot. Maybe you're on some sort of antidepressant or some sort of medication because of the situation that's just kind of cut you flatlined as far as emotion goes. Just saying, have patience. It's going to be, I mean, some turbulence, right? Could have experienced loss, and I don't want to touch on that. I'm sorry if you experienced loss recently. I don't want to dig into that because if you haven't, that's, or either way, I don't want to. All right. Do I have anything else for Libra? What advice can we give for Libra? What can Libra do? Let's put all the cards back in, okay? Let's put all the cards back in and just pull a few cards of advice. Questions on their mind right now. Advice for Libra. for the month of March. Libra advice for Libra for the month of March. Okay. Okay, don't overextend yourself. Focus on the good. Try to focus on the good because you'll get more good. Meaning, if it's about a person, focus on the good times you had with them, not losing them in whatever capacity. If you're in separation, focus on the good times, but without expectation, realizing that there may not be a reconciliation. If you I sort of get like, I'm going to take my ball and go home. If you retreat from this situation and the person comes towards you at some point in the future, great. If not, focus on, okay, there were some good things about this, but you've got to let it, loosen it and let it go a little bit. Remember the good times. Don't get caught up. I've had life experiences totally consume me. I'm sure you have too. That I feel like waste hours, days, weeks, months of my life. And then when the clouds finally move, metaphorically the clouds, the emotions change and shift. It's like, wow, how much time did I waste? Or sometimes it's been years. How long did I waste being angry or bitter or frustrated or sorrowful when I could have been enjoying life? And so my advice to you would be, regardless of what kind of, I see this as maybe some sort of a separation, but regardless of loss, separation, whatever this is, I would just say, in all cases, there's always something, a song that you could think of, the sun in the sky, the flowers blooming, that can remind you of beauty and joy and something hopeful for the future. And if you can focus on that, that shift will happen quicker. And you catch yourself every time you start falling back into, what is the word? Dwelling on a specific person or thing. Dwelling on the possibility of being with someone or not, the possibility of a certain outcome. Do I have anything else for Libra? Time. Time is on your side. Oh, that's good. You may consider too, I'm not a therapist. If you're not already going to therapy, talk therapy is nice sometimes. Just going and talking to someone. This is going to blow over, and no matter what, it's going to blow over at some point. Or there'll be enlightenment after the fact, or lifting of a heavy weight, or some sort of, the elevator going up, elevation of energy in the situation. I hope that makes sense. I feel like you're King of Wands reversed. You got just too much going on outwardly to do any one thing great. I don't know if you could ask for some help from someone. want things to go back to how they were in some ways. You're reminiscing about the past. All right, that's what I have for you, Libra, for the month of March. I hope something in that helped. I appreciate you, and I'll do recordings for April at the end of March. They'll be available in the Etsy shop if that's something you're interested in. Thank you again, and I hope you're well. Take care, Libra.